evening, everyone. Welcome to Babies with Knives. Tonight we're going to be playing Chaotic Origins again, and we're going to be playing under the Supers Red system. I'm your hostess, Alice Peng, aka Lala Twiddle on the boards. With me tonight is my ever-present co-host, Brandon Powers.
Howdy, howdy.
And he is going to be our GM tonight, as usual, for this campaign. And with us, we have Aldo Regalado, who happens to be one of the revised writers of Supers Red.
Hello?
We have with us as well Tim Lemasters and Lee Lemasters, who newly joined us last session.
Hi.
Take us away, Brandon.
So, you are doing that for your action, it sounds like. Diamond Jim, you had something that you wanted to jump in on.
So I kind of figure out what's going on now. That this isn't real. I saw something pretty unreal.
That's others have been making tests and such and getting information. You by all means have seen some jarring stuff there. But in a dream,
Yeah.
you accept a lot of jarring stuff. Alice, you are not transmitting.
Yep, you do. Like this morning, Brandon had a nightmare. Woke up from a nightmare. And in the dream, you accept some pretty awful things.
Well,
Don't need to talk about my nightmare.
I can't get hurt, so these beams that are shooting at the ghost light, trying to tear them apart.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to prove that this is a dream. I go out from behind the cover, I take off my flak jacket, and I walk right in the path of the beams.
Okay.
They can't hurt me.
Are you going in swinging or what?
Yeah, I'm charging right up to those scientist guns. Like a raging bull.
Okay. Go ahead and do your charge, Big Jim.
Okay. How do I do that?
Go ahead and use your super strength, it sounds like.
Okay, so I'm back. Dang. 19.
Okay. Aldo, you see the guy coming that you're partnered with, Jim, and he starts all of a sudden breaks cover, just starts walking through the firefight, and is ripping his shirt off, ripping his flak jacket off. Tosses his gun aside and such in in that heroic scene as the guy's like, I don't need any of this to beat you up, and just tossing all this stuff up, and he just comes up onto these group of individuals that are trying to blast you with their weird Flash Gordon ray guns, and he just starts laying into them. He smashes one, and the guy flies back through the lab, smacks into the wall, smashes another, grabs a table, and just swings it around. You're incorporeal, and so that table passes right through you and all as he clears the rest of them out, and there's no scientists left standing after he is done with his rampage.
Am I back?
And yes, you are you fade out of your fleshy self, and instead you find you standing there covered in this rocky core, this crystalline hide.
And I fully recognize him as Diamond Jim.
Yes, you do.
Good to have you back, Diamond Jim.
Go on to the next person. I'm going to take 5.
Yeah. The agents and such, seeing suddenly the two of you, and you guys are the only ones left in that scene. The other twos have fled from it. Get this look of terror on their face as Ghostlight, flies over and starts emitting bursts of light amid his martial arts moves, and Diamond Jim just moves in like a bull going through them. And that sound of the didgeridoo comes up on all of you guys again, and you now find yourself out standing in the swamp and there, playing the didgeridoo is this this koala bear.
All right.
Alice, you have, instead of the regalia of the Scarab Queen, you can go ahead and describe your current regalia.
Okay. Hold on a sec. Okay. I am currently dressed in a robe of vines and ivies and leaves. Top half kind of looks like poison ivy. Lower half looks like basically a gown, green and vines woven together with leaves all over it, and it kind of glides across the floor. But the bust is like the sweetheart bust, that Poison Ivy wears, and I've got these gloves on that seem to be made of rose thorns that just are jagged and spiny all over, and they go all the way to over my fingers, but yet my fingers still seem quite dexterous in it.
Mhm.
And
go ahead. Keep going.
my hair currently basically looks like it's what tree is it that I'm trying, the sugar plum tree, where all the flowers are kind of blossoming off the bits of my hair coming all over it. Like every single broken strand at the end of it has a flower.
Cool.
All right,
And
the four of you are standing there. Diamond Jim, bare-chested, ripped through his a lot of his camo fatigues. Ghostlight, fully, in his cloak with his mask and the flux capacitor energy playing across his chest. The Scarab Queen, there, but looking greatly different. And then Blue Streak, who is just charged with that blue energy at this point, and that koala sitting on a stump in a field of stumps in the swamp, and just playing that didgeridoo.
he's gonna hover over to the koala bear. What do you have to do with all of this? And how can a koala play a didgeridoo?
Is he still the only one that I see that sees it?
No, all of you are there.
Okay. I would like to roll occultism then, because I, as a player, have assumptions. I have an 11 on my occultism.
Okay. What are your assumptions?
The meaning of koalas, when they appear in dreams or visions, tends to mean that they are the harbingers or the bringers of good luck, as well as prophecy and fate. So we were just trapped in a waking dream and vision, so I'm wondering about that. Also, different cultures, since you're talking about the fact that my character is Brazilian. I don't actually know what the Brazilian understanding of them is, but different cultures do have different beliefs in them. So I am basically wanting to check in on what my belief of the symbolism of the koala would be. If you kill a koala in your dream, basically it's supposed to be a symbol of bad luck, and that's universally through most cultures. If you never kill a koala in your dream, because if you do, you're in for bad luck, that kind of thing.
Interesting.
Sorry, you know that I'm into all sorts of random knowledge as a player on that kind of stuff. Symbolism and dreams and symbolism and stuff like that is something I've studied.
And he stops playing the didgeridoo, and he reaches forward, with stretching out to smell at you, Ghostlight. As to you, Alice, the views that you have found sound wonderful, and apparently I should have made him a supervillain. So therefore, if you killed him in your bad dreams, you guys would have bad luck. And he goes, "I'm Banjora, mate, and you."
That
Yes.
was my assumption.
Of course. Aid. I told you that I loved Aid's thing, and so I was like, oh, I need to
That's
use
awesome.
this.
That's awesome.
What did Aid do that I
This
missed?
is one of Aid's characters.
Well, it's inspired by a superhero
Oh!
that Aid plays from
That's
time
the
to time.
superhero he almost brought to my game.
A Banjora? Yes,
Banjora.
because I was.
He said I can bring a
I was
koala
an
or I
animal
can bring
that
Green
needed to
Knight.
bring it.
Okay.
Banjora.
Banjora.
Yes, he repeats the name.
He
Banjora.
nods.
And what are you doing here? Banjara. What's going on here?
Well, it's a dark time for all of you. Don't you remember what brought you here? Not yet?
Well,
I've been trying to
yeah,
reach all of you for some time now.
I heard
Yeah,
you.
well, what's this all about, Tony Rexpin? What's up?
Dark time? No, I can't say I do.
I remember what made me Ghostlight. I remember that.
Oh, you're who brought me here.
I am who brought you here?
Twilight Guardian.
Yeah.
The Twilight reaches far. Not just the triangle. There are many triangles.
How about that? How about that? He's like, now he has a sense of like even, you know, like waking to the wonder locally, but now it's like a sense that this is even bigger than, you know.
Bugs. I remember bugs. Bugs everywhere. I look down at
Do I
myself.
remember who she is?
I look down at myself.
Yes.
I do.
Yeah,
Bugs.
you guys at this point are very lucid in the dream. Have, you know, awareness of yourselves, having broken through the barriers, as well as your history. Though, you know, Scarab, by all means, you recognize that she is very different than what you are used to her being.
Where's the scarab? Where's the scarab queen? She should be here with us.
She should be
Where
inside
her
you,
bugs? Inside? No, not inside me. No, we together. Side
Well,
by
that's
side.
kind of what I mean.
Hold on there. Who are you?
I'm
Who are you saying that to, Jim? Kayla?
Kayla, yeah.
Jim. You know me. I'm Kayla.
Kayla, yeah. You're the one that runs around with the
You've
bug
never.
with
I've
the
never
bug
told you my
lady.
name before.
Oh,
I've never
One of
told
the-
anybody my name before. I've maintained as Scarab Queen and the young girl. You know
Well,
me,
young girl.
Kayla.
Kayla. Okay, I didn't know your name was Kayla. Just knew you're the girl. I didn't.
Where's the Scarab Queen? Where is she? She's supposed to be here. We side by side, always.
Jim, whatever you just tried to tell us, at least on my end, just
It-
came through
As static.
as static, basically. So why don't you go ahead and say that again?
Well, I didn't know who you were. I mostly talked to the bug lady, and then I saw you pop in and out every so often, but I wasn't sure who you were. You look kind of young to be doing all this, and I was getting to wonder what she was doing to you. Because everything happened so fast, I hadn't had a chance to. Are you all right?
It's the power of my blood. I feel it getting stronger, but the power, it gives me the power to work with the Scarab Queen, but she's not here, and I don't know
Kayla.
if I can control it without her. I
Kayla.
need her to control this.
Kayla, I think she is here, but I think you need to see her. You have to punch through. Something's messing with our minds. Something's clouding our minds. Do I remember the fight with the
Yes.
the Dark Pharaoh? She summoned the Dark Pharaoh. You told us that the Dark Pharaoh was the Scarab Queen's nemesis.
We
It's
work
hiding her
together.
from you.
Together, we work together. Where?
Think. Think your
I'm
way through.
Lee, are you okay?
Huh?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right,
I'm
so
a couple
Lee,
inches
let me just
taller. Did
let
you
me just
notice?
update you to where you guys are. As you guys ran away, the didgeridoo music swelled up. You now find yourself out in the swamp, a field of stumps around you. Sitting on one of those stumps is a koala bear playing a didgeridoo. The group has been talking amongst themselves and him. You all find yourself at this point in your costume. Jim is wearing combat fatigues of pants, but has ripped off everything on top, and he's a crystalline man. You are in your blue and silver costume, and each of you has gained the memory of the real world as well as the dream that you are here, and identified it kind of as such. The koala bear, when asked, said that the guardian of the Twilight or the Twilight Realm brought him here and was talking with. I point at Aldo. That doesn't help you guys. Pointed at Kyle. You don't know where he is on my screen. When he was asked, and that's where you guys are, is talking with him right now, and that's the reason there's this adorable picture of a koala bear that's sniffing Kyle Resnick at the moment.
We're not still in Manhattan, are we?
That's a good
Brandon.
question. Where are we're in this dream still?
He says
We're-
we're still in the
If we're in
dream.
a swamp, we're not in Manhattan, are we?
No, he says we're still in the dream. The koala. The
Okay.
what?
Dream.
Okay, got it.
Dream. No, this is this Twilight Realm. Southern all of a sudden. I'm trying to do
You're
somewhat
Aussie. Yeah, you're trying
Australian.
to do Aussie.
So
This power that I have. How do I find this? How do I find the Scarab Queen? Did she come with us? She should be here. I think I remember.
Can you help her, Banjora?
All of you was separated from your other pots. Each of you has two
Right.
things that have changed you. Well, one thing that's changed you from what you were, and each of you was separated. It seems like some of you have found more of it than others, but you've all been changed recently. He looks around and he's like, this place used to be thick with the trees.
I'm gonna actually start to try and
each
grow
time-
trees as he
Each
speaks.
time they go away, that more and more. And he looks at his didgeridoo, and he's like, "This is all that I've found that's left in the Twilight Realm."
I'm gonna try and grow
For-
trees here. When he says that.
For
Okay.
you, and he gets down and starts walking over towards you, and smells at you and such. You were changed even before it came. As you try and grow trees, you are able to bring life in your hand, but then when you go to plant it, it quickly just goes to rot.
All right. Well, I might be able to do something about that. I grew up on a farm. So let me look at the soil. What's wrong with the earth?
The soil, you're in swampy, and so it's not great for growing most things. But the earth itself, just as you go ahead and start to examine it and such, it seems like the land is poisoned basically to you. It's a blight upon the land. And the koala, as you bend down where the tree was and such that Kayla,
Shattered.
that Scarab planted, and you're investigating that, and he smells you, and he's like, you each of you can go back as by yourself or with the other.
What other?
Like I say, each of you changed. You're two and one. What one changed, and he points at all those chests where the being of light is. Some have grown much more aware. Others not so much.
I'm not
But-
leaving without Scarab Queen. Leaving without the Scarab Queen. She needs my help. I'm not leaving without Scarab.
Did you call us here?
No,
he
Are
didn't.
you the one
You
that
all-
summoned us?
you all called me. Well, not all of you. The Guardian called me. And he looks over at Ghostlight.
The Guardian's the energy being that merged with me. The Wisp.
I start trying to reach out to feel for the Scarab entity.
Sure. You reach out. Go and roll your wizardry.
Sure. That is 22.
Sure. You reach out to find the Scarab Queen, and in its place you find this this magic. You're used to that magic of the insects and of life in the sun and sands
Mm-hmm.
of Egypt, and instead you find at your beck and call a different type of magic. You're not finding her so much, but instead you find this vivacious energy running through you. You find still this connection with insects, but not just scarabs of the variety that is in the Amazon jungle. You find poison to be at your fingertips.
Maybe you could draw the poison out. If you can control the poison, maybe you can take the poison out of the soil.
Well, I haven't related any of this.
Sorry.
No problem. So now I'm not tapping into just bugs. I'm now tapping into nature itself. Is what you're saying, Brandon?
If that's what you heard, that's
Okay.
what I said. At least I'll deny it later, maybe.
I do actually want to try and see if I can track the source of this poison that's in the earth that I'm feeling, and see if I can find the source of it, because drawing it out of a sector is not going to do much good if it'll just get repoisoned. So I want to try and basically follow it like a ley line, and try and follow it towards a nexus for it.
Sure.
Poison.
What about the rest of you? Kayla, all of a sudden, the Scarab Queen moves off, and more the Jungle Queen at the moment, moves off and starts to do, this, speaking in a different language than she normally speaks in.
Well, Ghostlight.
Yeah.
They said you're like the guardian of this place.
That's what he said.
Well, maybe you got some more like power and influence in here that you do in the real world, you know?
Well, what I
This is
need is
what you're
information.
supposed to be protecting.
What I need is information. So, Banjora, we were separated from our other selves, right? And brought into this room.
He nods and he points to his head, and then it just he kind of, his claw goes off like it's drifting away.
And what brought us here, as far as I could remember, the last thing I remember was the Dark Pharaoh. Does that mean anything to you?
Mate, Eternal Pharaoh,
Eternal Pharaoh, that's what it was.
he invested a long time ago. He's been bonded each time. Somebody tries, but not always come back. But Bad news. Big bad juju.
So, did the priestess succeed? Was he reborn?
He wants all this gone. The Twilight Realm, to bring it down. If you're here, maybe that's why. He's trying to get to you. What were you doing?
We were trying to stop the priestess from summoning him. They were after.
What were you doing here?
Her. Here?
He looks over at her.
He was after her, the Scarab Queen, which she's looking for now. Or she was looking for him. And then what we were doing here, we were confused. And I think you helped us to break through that. And then I remerged with myself here. What I want to know is, do we need to take this Eternal Pharaoh down here? Or did he make it over to our world? Is the blight on,
he shakes his head. He's not here. He's never been here. He tries. Been thousands of years. Not each time does he come back, but always try.
Can I ask you this? What happens here? Does it affect our world?
He nods. This affects our world. This affects your world. Your world affects this. Each time it comes,
we're in Gem World. Sorry.
Each time it comes, it gets worse.
You know, when my dad was around, I think.
Oh, hi, your dad.
Huh?
Oh, your dad. He said.
Go
like
on.
You know
yeah. You know my dad?
Not for years.
You knew my dad?
He kind of like looks like he's maybe said something he wasn't supposed to. Everybody knew your dad.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
I like that face. That face is priceless. What are you talking about?
Well, listen, when I was a kid, I remember my dad literally writing stories about Resolute and Ballistic and other people like us. And then he died, and they died, and everything became like, it's like barely even a memory. Like that kind of knowledge or that kind of presence vanished from our world. Is that because of what happened here?
I didn't know that Aldo's backstory was Miss Peregrine's movie. That movie, Miss Peregrine's Peculiar Children.
It's not.
No, because the grandfather in the beginning, tells the kid all these stories and nobody else believes. So.
Yeah, no, Kyle's father was a reporter who would like follow superheroes around and try to get at he'd write like newspaper stories about superheroes and stuff, and that, he was like a kind of a Lois Lane in that sense, right? But then, so is that because of what happened here that went away? I mean, until we showed up, points at us in the room or in the space. I didn't believe in this stuff.
Hey, I was thinking something. I just thought of something.
What?
Hold on a minute. All these guys, Resolute, Ballistic, they were running around doing superhero stuff, but everybody just thought they were something. But they were out doing stuff in broad daylight. They weren't doing stuff in somebody's backyard or something like that. and everybody just kind of blows them off, and now we find out about this guy, and there's something behind all this.
Jim, that's what
I
I'm
mean, it
getting.
ain't like my cousins. I don't get into, I don't carry a couple of shotguns in the house with bottled water. I don't buy in a whole bunch of conspiracy stuff, but I have to get the feeling that there's something going on here. That there's something not right about this world. I mean, you don't have guys flying around lifting trucks and just people don't believe it when they see it like that. It has to be accepted at some time. They've been around all this time. There's
Jim,
something
that's
in
what
this thing with the dreams and this dark pharaoh trying to do all this and taking Scare Boy. There's something going on here that don't quite like my dad used to say, that dog don't hunt. You know
Well,
what I mean?
that's what I'm saying, Jim. That's exactly what I'm saying.
I think we need to get out of here and give that Egyptian pharaoh a good note. He we didn't take him out to lunch, and the main course is knuckle sandwich, and for dessert a kick in the nads.
Yeah, I hear you, Jim. I just want to make sure we make the right move here.
So
If
listen,
Bandora says-
Smokey.
If Bandora says that the
I walk
Eternal
over to
Pharaoh
Koala Bear. Listen here, Smokey. So we can get out of here and go find this guy. I'm kind of a direct, straight to the point kind of person. I don't do riddles too well. So we can just go there and find this guy and put him back in his tomb. Hopefully, feet first, and we can take care of this and we can try to get the world a better place. And maybe just one day I won't look like this for the rest of my life. I ain't gonna do it sitting around here in this place. And by the way, I'm a country boy myself. This does make me kind of sad. All this desolation and shit,
Jim,
So it would be good if we could do something to fix this, but I don't think we're gonna get anything just sitting there talking. If we can get out of this dream thing, get back to the real world, put this guy down, I think that's something we need to get to working on.
by the way, Jim,
We need to get her done.
Jim, I'm not entirely sure. I could be wrong about this, but I think he gave you a way out. He said we could
What's
return
that?
to our world without the other. Do you
mean,
understand
what
what
do
I
you mean,
think
we leave?
that means? That means if I wanted to, I could go back to our world without the Twilight Guardian, as he called it. That means I could just be Kyle again. By the way, good to meet you all.
Good to meet you.
That's a beach y'all.
I'm out of the scene
That
right now,
means,
obviously.
Jim,
I'm
that
gone.
You could, unless I'm hearing you wrong, Banjo, that means that you can go back and just be Jim.
Oh, aye. Easy go back by yourself.
Now listen, pal. I gotta tell you this. I'm telling you this because I don't think it's right for me not to point it out to you. But I'd hate to go back there and face the Eternal Pharaoh without Diamond Jim.
Okay,
Easy to leave
No,
the corruption behind.
Out of character, Jim goes and walks by himself and he sits down on a stump and just thinks about it for a while and
Alright. Jim's gonna walk out of the scene too for a little bit. Aldo, you were asking me something.
Yeah. So while Jim's thinking, he was just. So what I'm trying to get at, Benjor, is the fact that there is this just kind of cynical gap from 2001 until now. From the death of my dad, from the fall of the towers, from all of that to now. Was that, like Jim was saying, that's kind of an unnatural gap that people don't even remember these guys. Is that because of what's happened here in this Twilight Realm? You said that there used to be more stuff here, more trees, more magic. Well, is that what happened?
He nods at you vigorously, and he's like, "Well, the changes." And he looks around. They've been going on a long time. What? Much longer. I don't know your years. Your time? Strange to me.
I'm thinking
I know.
you're talking about like New York City.
I heard you coming up from downstairs.
That
Last
name.
time I
You said
was
fewer trees. Is that
Lee,
because
I'm muting you.
Sorry.
Much New York City place.
Yeah.
Much bigger than that. Far more big. It's reaches everywhere.
Well, the world.
He
The
nods. He
modern
think
world.
that's the place. It keeps going. It's he takes his claw and he starts digging into a spot in the mud basically, and he's like makes a circle and then just keeps making the circle and such.
Mm.
It keep coming around.
Mm.
Your dad, it was back around then.
Mm.
Here, you're at the start. And then he goes halfway through the circle. Here, you're at the end.
Mm.
But we'll go round.
So these things happen in phases. It's like
The corruption comes.
the corruption comes, and then it gets cleaned up.
He looks around. Never clean. Worse each time. More is left behind.
Mm.
That's what the Twilight Guardian. That's what he fight. Tries to stop the corruption.
Right. But fails every time.
Go away.
But you
For
said
time.
it comes back stronger.
Come back. Each time he nods.
Well, okay.
Anything else
Okay.
from you at this point, Aldo?
And Diamond Jim has
Does
this
Diamond Jim come
very
back?
serious look on his face. Well, I could go back to where I was, but if this guy gets out and takes this place out, our world ain't gonna be much to live in anyhow. So I'll keep being what I am now, but I need something from y'all.
What's that, Jim?
When this happened, I got a kid's sister named Bessie Mae. She's the only one that's been around me this whole time, and because I can't write, and I don't want to steal, and I can't write and hold a job, she's had to drop out of school, come here and work some crappy job at McDonald's and live in some crappy apartment. I feel like I dragged her down with me. I don't know what else to do. She won't say no. She won't leave. I don't know what kind of resource y'all have, but you all seem to be doing a little better than we are. If I'm gonna do this, I need you to help make her situation better somehow. Make our situation better. Get us out of the place we're in.
We'll work it out, Jim. She's good people like you. We'll work it out.
Yeah.
You don't worry about that.
So, because I can't go back to normal life, I gotta continue to be this way to save the world. How about we kick this thing's ass?
All right, Banjora. You heard the man. If we're going to kick this thing's ass, does that mean going back to the real world now?
Kayla
guys
starts
actually-
walking back over towards you guys, I think, at this point.
Yep. You guys will actually see me wave you guys down.
Kayla?
I think they have the Scarab Queen. And they found a rift. It's not to our world. It's to somewhere darker, foreign.
So she's being held captive?
And there's and then the place. No. Yeah, I caught that, Brandon. I was getting to. And then I was feeling it. Someplace foreign. And then the tear. It shifted. I could feel it stronger. I, I can get it back. We can get back to our world using the tear. It takes us back there if we walk it. But I think they have the Scarab Queen. I think they were after the Scarab Queen and they got her. We lost. We have to get her back. You
Let's
don't
get her
understand.
back then.
She.
We need to get her. You need to get her, and he needs to kick somebody's ass. So just point us in the right direction.
No,
Blue Streak,
it's not.
ma'am.
It's not that easy. The place. I don't know where they took her. She might not be in our world. The tear. When Scab Queen used to take us from place to place,
Yeah.
she would take us through another land, the world of the dead. Here, the tear is like a big version of that, but many different places and shifting all the time. I can feel our world. I can feel our world in one side, but I don't know that that's where we'll find Scarab Queen. It's like
So you're saying she's through the tear, but somewhere else.
she's not here, and I don't know if she's in our world. Something got her, and
Can you track it?
I don't know. I think that this place, I think we have to go back to our world. I don't think we can access anywhere else. Not with what I have in power. It's like a piece of paper, and if we pierce something through from this side, but nothing's coming from the other side. So the hole is smaller in our world than it is on this world, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Well, I'll just say yes, and you tell us what you want us to do, and we'll do it.
I guess we have to go back and find the Scarab Queen. I think the enemy has her. I think that they were after her and they got her. I think we failed.
All right. Blue
But
Streak,
we need to
you
get her
all right?
back.
Blue Streak, what do you say?
Yeah, I'm there.
You're in the block. What do you think?
I think there are some similarities between the Egyptian woman's story and some things I might have heard in my youth. Could I check academia to see if maybe there's a correlation?
Correlation, sure. But as an educated person, you probably know the similarities in mythology across a number of civilizations, a number of cultures already, and that's really all that's going to confirm.
What I'm trying to do is see if it has any connection with things I might have heard on my islands. Remember, my islands are close to Mesoamerica.
You are an educated person. That obviously is part of what your academics is focused on, because that's something that you've hit on repeatedly, is the mythology of your island. I would think that you might want even to have a trade-off on your academics for legends and such like that, myths and legends, versus the rest of academics.
Can I roll to see how well I have a grasp on this?
If you would like, by all means. It seems like that, like I said, that's what your character is focused on her knowledge.
Well, she's not focused on anything. I'm out. It's very sketchy, so I'm trying to fill it in. So let me try. I have 10 total.
Okay. It sounds like you have a pretty good understanding, and I think that you have enough of a knowledge base on that kind of thing for me not to feed you the information.
Okay, now, being from the islands, close enough to do I know of any underground pathways that I could take in Mesoamerica where we can start this journey, this quest? Can I check to see if I might be able to find something like that?
What quest are you talking about specifically? Are you talking about getting back to your world? Or are you talking about something beyond that?
The sound cut out.
Sorry, are you talking about getting back to your world, or are you talking about something beyond
I'm sorry?
Thank you now.
I'm talking about a gateway that is said that the Egyptians, when they buried their dead in pyramids, they were planning that the dead could find their way to wherever the gods came from. The same type of deal happens in Mesoamerica. There are pyramids all around the world, and that sort of legend is ubiquitous. Okay.
So, what she's trying to say is that there is a way. Agree with her. Basically, the way to get home is to go through this land of the dead, which there's a land of the dead in Mesoamerican, and there's land of the dead in Egyptians. It's a common mythological
It's a pretty common thing. So I was just trying to pick bits and pieces to see if there was anything that my culture might have in common.
Okay. But how does that help with our current situation?
Well, I may end up, being able to guide a little bit, to know a little bit in case we do find that. So I won't be completely, helpless.
So you'd add your knowledge to Scarab's knowledge.
Yes, that's what I want to do.
I have an easier time getting through this portal. Getting through
Yes.
the land of the dead.
Yeah, that's what I was understanding was, and that's why I was trying to. That's what when I said, oh, I understand now. But yes, I believe she wants to help me be. She wants to roll an assist role on making certain we don't get lost as I navigate us with the power. I access the power. She's going to access her knowledge and go. No, you need to move left. Twitch your left finger. Twitch your index finger. Yeah, twitch your index finger. We need to go that way. She would
You'll
like
be
to
the pilot. I'll be your navigator. Good enough?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Okay.
God is my co-pilot, but Satan is my tail gun.
Okay. I only have 2 dice on this. Do I have any competency dice left?
You start the session with 1. I don't know if you use that or not. And each game session that refreshes to 1.
All right, then I don't have any left because I've already used. Nope, sorry. Nothing. I came up with 2. It was worth a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So what are you guys going to be doing from here? You were Kayla was saying that she has detected this this piercing that is pushing into your world basically. And Aldo was talking. Jim has come back saying that he's going to continue on as Diamond Jim basically, rather than trying to leave what Banjora said as corruption behind him.
I don't know. I really don't know. What is expected. Like I said, I have very, very sketchy character here.
We'll work on it.
Okay, thank you.
But at least you can run faster than anyone else through this place, so you're good.
I can't hear you.
You can probably get by here real quick since you run so fast.
Okay.
Oh, well then I'll come back and join you guys then.
I ain't seen nobody now fast since my Uncle Edward got caught cheating on his wife. Buckshot will make you run fast.
All right. So listen, the way I see it, we've got 2 things. We've got the longer cosmic arc of things, which is fighting against the corruption, and that seems to be happening forever. I mean, I think we're waging that war in our world, so going back at some point is important. But the other thing, Scarab, is that we need to find the Scarab Queen, and you're the only one that can navigate us there, right? Like, how do we help her? Do we have to go back to our world and then look for her? Or is there somewhere that we can get to her from here?
I've been trying to feel the power and calling out to the Scarab Queen as I feel this poison. But and then I reach out my hand and you see this globe of ivy form in my hand. This is our world. And I form a twig in my other hand. And then I just start stabbing it and in different angles. This stick, this end of it is here, Twilight. And this is what's happening. So between here and our world, where it's stabbing, that break, she might be there, or she might be here, or here, or here, or here, or here, or here. And I can't feel where she is anymore. They have her prisoner. She's been ripped from me.
Do you think if you go back to our world, you could feel her, you could sense her, and then get to her from here?
Maybe. It's...
Is that what you want to do?
It seems the only way to go. Is everyone going to come back in two pieces but me?
Well, yeah, I'm.
We'll do what it takes.
I'm still gonna be Ghost Light.
Okay. Blue Streak, are you still going to stay Blue Streak, or are you leaving your other part behind?
I'm going to continue to be Blue Streak, but I think I'm going to tweak the character a little bit more so she'll be more useful as an investigative person. You know?
That was actually an in-character question, not a mechanical one. Because the koala bear has basically said, and this was most important for Diamond Jim, who kind of has the things, Ben Grimm's story going on, is that the corruption can be left behind in this place that has apparently given you these powers.
And the corruption is by regular human form?
No, the corruption is the superpower. You can leave your superpowers behind and return to being whoever you were before that. Be a normal person again.
Yeah, I'll be the normal person. That way she can build up something else besides powers.
No, but you lose your powers permanently.
I'm sorry?
You lose your powers permanently.
Yes, I understand that. I'm just saying she can build up something else, like her knowledge base, which is not power based. You know, she could be more knowledgeable. That's not allowed?
That's by all means completely allowed.
Good.
If that's what you want to do.
Okay.
So, what are you guys up to?
I bring them towards the rift, towards the tears.
Sure. You any preparation that you guys are doing, by the way?
Bajor, you have a card or something?
I love that. You have a card or something?
A card?
I'm being kind of funny. Is there a way that I can reach out to you again if I need you? If we need you? You know more about this than we do. And by the way, thank you, because I think you saved our lives. But just in case, if we're going to be helping, stop this cycle, is there any way that we can keep in touch?
He looks at you and he's like, "You're the guardian of the Twilight Realm. Just reach this place."
Sure. All right.
Just come home. Come home and visit.
All right.
This is where I am. You'll always find me here.
All right. You know what? I'll take that. I'll figure it out.
I'm one of the last tenders left.
That makes me sad somehow. I mean, really. I just felt it.
Me too. as he looks around and the desolation that's all around him and such.
All right, Banjora. We'll be seeing you.
So you guys begin to move off, Kayla guiding you guys towards where the rift is in this world, and you hear the sound of that didgeridoo playing as you guys get further and further away from Banjora, the koala, one of the last tenders of the Twilight Realm.
Before we leave, I'm actually going to create craft with a new didgeridoo, a living one for him.
His has, apparently you didn't hear that, living stalks of eucalyptus that grow on it.
Oh, okay. Before I go then, I'm going to put my hand on it if he'll let me, and I'm going to try and basically breathe more life into that for him to help, keep whatever life is here left.
You reach out, and as you do, you feel with your magic, you reach out towards it and feel the power that's just radiating off of the didgeridoo. Some of the last condensed power of this realm, this world. You get similar thing from Aldo, from Kyle, from the ghost light that he is able to call forth of that power, but this is far more. And then you look back at Ghostlight and realize that while he's here, he has far more power than he does in your world.
Okay. Okay. Well, then I'm going to head off towards the rift. When I get there, like I was describing, the train of my gown is all vines and ivy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create basically a chariot cart, and then I'm going to allow it to attach to the train of my dress. So I am the horse of this chariot, basically. And there is this ivy and vine cart with spikes and such like that, and let it grow and just amalgamate to the train of my dress. Please keep your hands and arms and legs inside the chariot at all times.
As she says that and you guys climb up, you realize that the cart is not only made of limbs and vines and such, but you see frogs and insects moving along its branches.
Mm.
And I reach out and take Blue Streak's hand. I'll need to feel your mind. You'll need to help me guide them so we can find our way home.
Okay.
And
now, which would be the best for me to use? I have survival. Would survival be a good one?
By all means, survival is, something that you're out in the wildlands and such, and although they are this desolate swamp where the trees have been hacked down, it is entirely applicable here.
Okay, and then it will also help me get my bearings, like tell which direction is what, and maybe some tracking too if I roll really, really, really well on 3 dice. Okay, let me see. I got 8.
Okay. You, as you're trying to follow with the land and all, and figure out, it's very apparent to you that this place is not your own world, not any swamp in that world. There is no stars in the sky above here, but the land, instead of being lit by light from above, it is glowing from this green from the ground, though the green is getting darker, mixed with browns and blacks and such. In places where you see, tiny bits of life coming trying to fight its way through, even in its corrupted state. That's where that green is closest. In most of the places where that corruption has taken hold and dominated, that's where that brown and that black. But the light comes from the earth itself here.
Would that be,
go ahead.
sorry. Would there be light from lichen that is glowing in the dark?
Yeah.
We have that in deep caves. Is that the kind of glow that we have here?
Much the lichen, the phosphorescent lichens or plants or even fish, they produce small amounts. This is a more pronounced, just general ambient glow to the environment. So you know, as you try and tune in with all those things, it becomes, you are aware of just how alien the place that you are is.
Right.
The two of you are able to guide Kayla through feeling towards the portal, you guiding through the land using your knowledge of land to kind of aid you as you're moving through here. That while it may be different, there's by all means skills that will transfer.
Right.
And you guys come upon a hill down in the valley below. You see this literal rip of this black energy, long, thick tendrils and tentacles kind of reaching out, suckering on to the ground itself. Black smoke kind of pours out of the portal. This thick, tarry smoke. The smell is of rot and decay is strong here. Stronger than anywhere else that you guys have been in this place. None of you are really certain how long has passed since the group of you started with Kayla being your horse, your centaur for this carriage. But no one, it feels like some time has, but nobody grew tired or anything like that while moving within the Twilight Realm.
That's
Do we
actually
need
a really
any
cool
kind-
image, I think. It should get drawn.
What was that, Lee?
Do we need to do survival? Is toxic to us and make us sick?
No one has become sick while you are here.
Okay.
But we are not on our side of the world yet, right? As far
No,
as I
you
can
are approaching the
see.
portal.
Okay. So everyone ready? Hold on to
Yeah.
every part of you that you want to take with you.
Okay. That will be will, right? If we do that?
That will be what?
You said hold on to every part of you that you with you. And I said that will be your will, right?
Your
Am
will?
I correct?
Is she saying world or willed? I'm.
Will. My force
Oh,
of
will.
will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
To hold my mentality together.
Yes. Every part of you that you want to take with you, hold it in your mind.
Okay.
And we're going, and I will take us through the portal. Take us through the rift.
Okay.
I am going to try and buckle people down with the ivy. I'm going to create seatbelts and buckles because it's going to be a bumpy ride.
As you run up towards the portal with your carriage in tow, the vines and the tentacles begin to lash out at you. Creatures rise up out of the swamp and begin to assault you.
Okay.
If I can,
Yep.
I'm
What's
going
up?
to radiate ghost light, like blinding ghost light. It's area effect 4 targets. So basically, try to cast that in front of her. To kind of like ward off anything that, I don't know about the plants, but any of the creatures, if they do have eyes and whatnot, right? To kind of like fend them off from her.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Well, we're going to be going into
Initiatives.
our nits here.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Are we
Let me
still
go
got
ahead.
negatives? Do we still got damage on our resistance?
Everybody can go ahead and heal 1 to all dice, and except Aldo because he already got that, and then you guys can heal 3 more dice from time.
Yes.
Well, I'm full.
I'll go.
I'm full.
I'm good.
Okay.
Initiative is reaction, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And Blue Streak, your reaction is 5, correct?
Yes.
So
He has an initiative roller there, Lee.
yeah.
So he's basically rolling initiative for us. He's got
I
a
do?
spreadsheet.
No, I am.
Brandon.
Oh, you do. Okay.
Yeah, he has a spreadsheet that automatically generates different initiatives every round.
That's
Okay.
fine.
You just generally win. This time you didn't, amazingly. And it's not because my guys are super fast. It's just because I rolled really well, and well, you were more low average. All right.
I'd be glad to trade dice with.
I'm not using my good dice. I'm using I don't remember whose dice these were, but they were somebody else's. That we.
If you're
we got.
apologizing for rolling too good, like I said, gladly trade with you.
All right. Alice, as you run forward, these vines begin to rise up and slash out at your legs.
Okay.
And while you are in the Twilight Realm, will is still a legitimate defense. So how are you defending as it lashes out at your legs, Alice?
I'm going to, in my mind, connect with my mother, who was telling me that I'm the only one she trusts, and I am going to rebuke them with my. I am going to rebuke them as if like a holy thing, using my. You said my resistances, yeah. So I'm going to use my composure, and I'm going to rebuke them, calling out, "By the power of the Lapuna Shaman, you will stand down."
We're getting to Lapuna Girl again, huh?
Well, I figure that that's her mother, and I already sent you a message saying I'm thinking that there might be a tie there. So, so my mother was the Lapuna Shaman, and I'm pulling from her strength.
Cool.
So, 5, 8, 11, 14. Yeah, I actually never
Okay.
got to play Lapuna, as I recall. We made the character for the group.
You played her in one shot where it was Mutants and Masterminds dating game.
Oh, that game. Okay, now I remember why. Okay.
You are able to pull out, and was that your will?
That was my composure, because I
Your
was...
composure?
Yep, because I am rebuking them, calling that forth.
Alright. Lee, these are going to similarly slash out at you.
Physically?
Yes. These are the vines that thick, thorny vines begin to move, and the vine lashes out at you guys, and so each one of you is getting lashed by one. And how would you like to defend?
I have powers now, so could I use my super speed to dodge?
By all means, you can use your super speed to dodge.
Okay, that's what I'll do. $16.
Okay, you are able to nimbly dodge out of the way. Diamond Jim, they are going to slash out at you. I'm not even going to make you roll, but you're going to, well, dedicate what you're defending with. Because depending on what you do. Alright, I'm not going to make you roll because that roll was so pitiful. Although, they lash out at you as well.
Okay, I'm going to defend with energy control. Essentially kind of casting it like a beacon to kind of rebuke them, you know?
Okay.
Kind of like... as Alice was, it's a good word to use for what I was envisioning for this as well. So, yep. All right. Why am I throwing them all over the place?
Because it's fun.
Yes, it is. And it's fun to watch you chase after dice.
All right. Well, that was crappy. I should have kept the rug rules. Okay. It's 9, 10 total.
10. Okay, go ahead. They will clip you and knock you from the chariot
Okay.
as Alice is moving forward, and go ahead and give me 1 die of damage.
Okay. I'll take it to fortitude.
Okay. And then Blue Streak, you are up. You are in the front with the Scarab Queen, and these vines begin to lash out at you as you guys and tangle the wheels of the carriage.
Okay. I want to check and see if what the scarab, to understand what it is that the Scarab Queen is doing. Is she encouraging them, or is she trying to evade them herself?
Scarab Queen is not here.
Well, Alice, we're still calling you Scarab Queen.
Okay, sure, cool.
You know.
Oh, that's what the confusion was. Okay. So she needs to be defended then.
Yes.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, again, super speed to see if I can intersect between them and the Scarab Queen to prevent them from touching her.
Now, is that what you just rolled?
I didn't roll yet.
No, for your defense.
Super speed.
Oh, I can't use it twice?
Nope,
No,
you can
not
only
in
use
the
each
same
thing
round.
once per round.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I could use reaction then. I haven't used that in this round.
For assault, for attacking, you cannot use your resistances. Those are generally just to defend with.
That's what I'm going to try to do, to defend her. I'm
No,
just going to dodge.
To defend from an attack, you use your resistance to defend from attack, not to attack.
I'm not using it to attack. I'm trying to defend her. I'm trying to intercept between them reaching out to her. I'm trying to get in between them. I'm
All
just
right,
doing
so
this.
you can
Protective
ready an
medicine.
action to try and jump in the way, is what you can do, which is what you're describing, to basically
Yes.
take an attack after her. So that would use what you could at that point use that defense when I try and assault Alice again.
Right.
All right. Then we have the tentacles separate from the vines. The tentacles begin to rise up and swing at you guys. And Alice, you are my first target, so Lee is welcome if she wants to jump in the way of that.
Okay.
As I'm acting as a chariot for all of us.
Well, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have this mission, so we must protect you at all.
Mhm.
Well, at the moment, you guys are just trying to get back home.
Yep.
Well, yeah. She is important to the group, so I'm going to defend her. Okay, 14.
14. Go ahead and take 2 dice of damage as as the tentacle smashes into you, and you can feel these suction pods start to latch onto you. So
I
the
rolled.
way that you take damage is on your resistances. I don't know what your specific resistances numbers are at the top, but I know you've got 5 reactions. So if you said that it slows me down, you could take 2 dice off of your reaction, and then it would be 3 dice. You can break them up between the 4 resistances that you have.
Okay.
So where do you want to take those 2 dice off?
I'll take 1 off of composure.
Okay.
And 1 off of will for now.
Okay. Will is not normally appropriate in this environment. It is inappropriate because you are in a, like the psionic realm type thing. But yes, will is normally not where you would take that, but in this situation, it's great.
Okay.
So you feel as this vine beats into you, and you basically narrowly do get away, but you realize what the stakes are in this scenario. With back in the temple and such, you never were really exposed to that much danger. Something didn't get that close to you, and being here, you're realizing that far from home, life got a lot more dangerous than you thought it was
Right.
going to be. Diamond Jim, I've got one for you.
Okay.
So how are you defending?
I used armor before, so I guess I use fortitude.
Okay.
And Jim, remember, fortitude is probably the best call at this point, but just remember that you can reuse armor. Armor is one of the few that you can reuse every round. It's just that it's one die less effective if you use
Yeah,
it.
but that did a lot of damage, so I used fortitude.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that you remember that for the future. Like I said, fortitude is your best call.
11, 14, 17, 19.
19. Okay. You get impacted by it, but it does not mar your crystalline hide. Ghostlight, how about you?
They don't make vine monsters like they used to.
These are tentacles. The vines attacked earlier. So these are more like an octopus tentacle type thing with
They don't
suction.
make tentacle monsters like they used to.
Ghostlight's going to use reaction to try to evade it. You rolled a 10.
Okay. Rolled a 10. Okay, go ahead and take 1 die of damage again, Ghostlight. As
Awesome.
you feel that that tentacle either... where are you taking it?
I'll take it to composure.
To composure. Okay. That tentacle comes up with a near miss. The only thing that stops it is getting tangled with the vine that was trying to wrap around you. And then Scarab Queen.
Okay. I am, at this point, going to try and drive us through and try and get us away from this. Because staying here and fighting, I have a sense that it's just going to keep coming.
Okay.
This portal's trying to keep us away, so I have to just push us through.
Sure, your wheels are fouled with the vines, as a reminder, as they have grown up and lashed out.
Yep. So,
And Ghostlight is not riding with you any longer.
he isn't. Okay.
Go! I'll catch up.
I'm going to try and basically create a vine for him to grab onto so that way he won't lose us. And I'm going to try and drive us through using magic. So I'm going to use wizardry. And... so that's 10. That's 17.
Okay, that is an activation. I'm going to make you burn 1 die of your actual wizardry on split
Yep, because I'm giving
to
him...
reach out for Aldo.
That's fine with me. So I am dropping down to 4 dice so that he can grab on. Wow, that's nice. That's 10. That's 17 on 4 dice. 2 6s, a 4, and a 1.
You rip through the vines that are holding the carriage that Diamond Jim is riding in at this point off. You reach out and snap Aldo up with the plant life that you fling over at him.
I create a lasso, a vine lasso,
and begin to pull him along as Blue Streak is running in and literally pushing out of the way this tentacle that's coming for you. You see the tentacle, the pod starts to try and attach to her, but she quickly runs away from it after having pushed it out of the way for you. And you continue on as you close in on the portal. You see this creature begin to move out of the portal. You see these large horns coming up from its head, giant claws instead of hands, a mouth filled with tentacles and teeth. And it begins to block your way at the portal.
Okay.
A Diamond Jim.
Well, looks like you're in my way, buddy. I imagine you're standing aside, so I'm going to have to move you. Do I still have a competency dice?
Did you use it yet?
Huh?
I don't know. I thought you had used them, but I don't know if you have the. I don't know. I mean, you're keeping track.
I'm just going to super strength through this guy.
Okay. So he leaps off the carriage. Alice, at this point, the carriage carries no one.
Okay.
And goes after the guy that's in the standing in the way of the portal.
Okay.
Yeah. 17.
Oh. Okay. He is higher than that. So you run up to him and he just takes it right on the chin as you smash into him, and he does not try and move or dodge or anything like that. Just allows you to plow into him. Ghostlight, you are the closer of the round.
Okay, this is still round 1?
This is round 1.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'm going to go intangible and fly to the cart and hop back on board.
Remember, she wrapped a tree limb around you and started pulling you forward with her, so you're basically up with them at this point.
You're in a vine lasso.
Yeah.
Flying you as a kite.
Okay, so that thing had not grappled me? Because I thought there was like a tug of war going on between the lasso and the vine that had...
No. The vine fouled the attack of the tentacle.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, the thing is, I already used my troll to defend this round, so I can't use any of those powers right now. So, you know what? I'm going to use... He will go intangible. He will fly up to this creature, and he will try to use... do like an insubstantiality attack. Basically, do the vision thing.
Okay.
So, re-solidify, the hand in the creature, essentially. And mess with his insides. The attack is a 12.
Okay. Ooh, good hit from you. I do not have a high roll. You reach in with yourself and feel on the inside as you're going through, and this just it's the same as that smoke that's pouring out of the portal. Is that it's just this thick tarry substance that almost clings to your arm as you pull it out. You're seeing it just kind of making these vines of just decay along you. The creature chortles out as you rip through it with some sort of disgusting pleasure pain look on its maw. And being up close, you realize that it's got about 6 different maws mixed in with those tentacles, all of them with a toothy ring around them.
His dental bill must be high.
He'll give a sidelong glance at Jim when he says that.
Aye. Blue Streak, you are up.
Okay. Well,
can't you use super speed again?
Yeah, it's a new round.
Okay. Is there any way that I could forge ahead, or does she still need? Are other things still attacking her?
Yes, you have these vines and you have these tentacles. No one is really engaged either one of them that are lashing out at your group. You took the brunt of an assault meant for the Scarab Queen, but they continue on.
Okay, can I use survival to figure out what would destroy these vines?
You can use survival by all means. The standard thing of you can cut through them or you can rip them out of the ground, things like that. By all means, all seem like they would be valid strategies, though the vines are thick, thorn-filled vines.
Well, ripping them out, I don't think I have this, but I think I can cut them.
You have the
There you go.
super speed to do it.
I'm going to cut them.
To do both, right?
So I need to roll my survival.
You don't really need to roll your survival if you're wanting to use your super speed or something like that to attack them. You can do that.
Okay, I will do that. That would be my best bet. Oh, not so good. 10.
Okay, I am up with a 13, and as you hit into those sharp vines, they pierce your hand and hurt you. Go ahead and take 1 die off of your resistances.
Okay.
And after Blue Streak, as she engages with the vines, the tentacles are going to go. So.
I've used reaction already, so I can't.
No, this is a new round. So every time a round starts, you can start. Everything refreshes basically.
Okay.
All right. So, Blue Streak, we'll start with you as the tentacles are assaulting you. Yes, that is literally what I named them.
Okay. Can I ask you, when I move, are they trying? Do they move after me?
Yes, they definitely seem like they are specifically. It's not random flailing. They are attacking you guys specifically.
If they are going to follow me, is it possible I could either my super speed or my super running to run around to get them tangled up into one another?
You can do that as your attack, or on your defense. You can roll your defense and then give me a competency die to basically use that as an attack.
Okay, so if I do it as a defense, I can get a...
No, you'd have to spend a competency die after successfully defending and say, oh, I want to get them tangled up with each other. But that could be, that on your round, that can be an attack style that you use, is trying to get them entangled with each other.
I think I will try that as an attack round.
Alright, so on your next turn you can do that. Right now, you just need to avoid them then.
I will avoid them for now, and then my next turn I will try to do that.
Sure, how are you avoiding them?
Well, jumping out of the way,
Super running, athleticism.
I think I'll use athleticism.
Okay.
I'm fully loaded up with that one. Whoops.
I'm sitting on an
Woo! 18. Woo! 18. 3 6s.
Okay.
You can see the dice.
Awesome.
It's always a good feeling.
Hey.
Your 18 and their 18 match. Since you're setting the target number, that is a win for them for 1 point of damage.
Oh.
As the tentacles come in and are still able to hit you, despite your excellent athleticism as you're ducking, rolling, dodging, and such around them.
Oh well. So I have to take another point off of my
off one of your resistances.
Could I take down one of the resistances that I used before?
Yeah. The damage doesn't matter. It's basically so if it's composure, it's you're getting scared or losing your cool in general. If it's off of fortitude, they probably hit you and hurt you. Reaction, they've hit you and slowed you down, or something else has slowed you down. And in this one, will is kind of like your guys' force of agency in the scene because you're in a dream type world.
Hmm. And what if it's reaction?
You are being slowed down.
All right, I'll take it off of reaction.
Okay. Pardon me. Then I am going to go ahead and lash out at Scarab with my tentakill.
Okay.
What are you defending with, Alice? Hey, Justice League.
I am going to be. What did you ask, Brandon? What about Justice League? Oh,
Look
sorry.
at your screen.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Hi, Justice League. At this point, I am going to use my wizardry because it's a new round, and I'm going to create these portcullises of brambles and vines, basically, as they drop down around us, trying to cut us off from the tentacles, meanwhile also cutting into the tentacles' arms to try and stop. So I'm basically creating a barrier to block us. And yeah, I'm not even going to try to make the sounds that I want to, but she incants. My incantation, apparently I should have roleplayed that, because that's not as good as I would like. That's 14. Oh,
14.
14 I don't think activates at 5 dice.
Oh, you're using your wizardry, not your elemental control?
Yeah.
Okay, that does not activate.
Wait, I can use my elemental control because my elemental control currently is nature.
That's exactly what I thought you were using elemental
I would have
control.
done that. Do you mind if I reroll? Or
is that different dice?
That's 1 die less.
Oh, that's 4 dice? Go ahead.
I actually rolled a little bit worse. A lot worse. I got a 9 instead.
You got a 9, okay.
Because
I am beating you by 3 degrees, I believe.
3 degrees.
Let me just check. Yeah, no, 2 degrees.
Whew. Okay, well, 2 degrees will still suck. I will take 2 off composure, 1 off of fortitude. Composure being that they are, like you said, we're still in the psychic realm, so I'm feeling this mental lashing as I'm trying to tap into my legacy, my power that I'm drawing in from my ancestry. And the 1 from fortitude because, well, that just hurt.
Aldo, they rip right through you. You're insubstantial.
I'm insubstantial right now, yeah. Ghostlight is insubstantial right now.
Somebody dropped a die at the exact same time I dropped a die.
That was me.
That was a great sound effect for my die dropping, since I'm on carpet and they don't sound. Diamond Jim, they're going to smack out at you.
Okay. Let me use my armor.
Okay.
That could be. That's not too bad. Dang, I wish I had a 1, but it's I got 17.
17. Okay. You take it right in the armor. The one thing is, they don't hurt you. They move you away and are going to keep you away from whatever that creature is.
Brandon?
In the portal. What's up?
I take 1 off my armor because my armor has soak. So one of those, I only take 1 off composure. I forgot about my armor.
Okay. That's
at
fine.
This point, that's, nature.
So you take no damage, but they did pull you away from that guy. Next, the vines are going.
Quick question. I don't remember off the top of my head. Can I take all my damage in armor, or can I take 1 around in armor? I thought I could only take 1.
As much as you want.
Okay, I would have taken both of those, so I would have taken only 1, and I'll take that in.
Your armor is broken, and tentacles are lashing out at you, Kayla.
Yes.
What are you doing?
I am...
Not tentacles, vines. Vines are lashing. My
vines
vine
are lashing. So I am, at this point, I just used my magic of the sand and sun, elemental control. I'm going to now use my wizardry, because I'm out of everything else. Wizardry, I am going to try and take control of those exact vines and amalgamate them, absorb them into the cart itself. So, activation on 5 dice. 16, 17, 20. 20 is a make on that activation. Woo! That is 10. Okay, that didn't look as good as. That is. Why can't my brain do math? That's 23. Sorry, 23.
Okay, big resist. Jim, they are going to smack out at you, the vines full of their thorns, as you are slightly grabbed by a tentacle.
I can use armor again, right?
At a neg 1 die if you want. You can use fortitude at whatever that is.
I use fortitude. Oh, crap.
What do we got, Jim?
13.
You win.
Oh, wow. Only as I rolled, you rolled worse, huh?
Aldo, they pass right through you again, and then Blue Streak, the vines are going to try and wrap you up. Ooh, that's a high roll for me.
I will use my super running. 19.
Okay, you run right out of the way. They get close and nip at your heels at times, but they do not catch you. After them, the guy with the tentacles and the claws is quickly closes over with Kayla, as she seems to be leading your charge out, and he raises up his claws to try and rend you, Kayla.
No!
Okay.
Jim, I give you a competency die. You cannot use it to defend Kayla, though.
I
I'm married to a sound effect machine.
okay. I am going to assume this is. I'm going to take it as a psychic attack, and I'm going to basically will myself through composure to remember this isn't real, this isn't real, this isn't real, and just try and let it pass through me. 'Cause that's the only thing I've got left right now.
Well, he wants it to pass through you, too.
Yeah, in the wrong way.
He wants to pull parts of you out while he does it.
Yeah, I know. That's unfortunate. 16.
16. Let me see. A 6
What's
and a
that
5
timing?
is 11. And a 1 is a 12. And a 3 is a 15.
And it just kind of... This isn't real. We need to get out of here.
Alright, Scarab, you are up.
Okay.
You have him blocking your path.
Well, this is the same initiative, so I've already used my...
Elemental control, your wizardry,
Yeah,
and your
my
will.
composure. Yep. So... composure, not will. I haven't used my will. My will's only a 2.
Oh, okay.
I am going to use academia. No, actually, that's not a good. I'm going to use my awareness, and I am going to pilot my cart so that I'm swinging my cart around at them to try and basically bat them off, using my awareness to kind of see where they are and maneuver this cart, this unwieldy cart around at them.
All right, and who is them?
The vines that are coming at me.
Okay.
And I only got a 12.
You beat me by 1.
Okay.
So
whack
you
with my butt. Whack
you
with my
run
butt.
ramshod over the vines with a well targeted smash from your cart. You are no longer at all lined up to run through the portal, but you have run away from the crazy creature with tentacles and teeth. Ghostlight.
Okay, so Ghostlight's going to rise up, intangible and radiating light, and he's going to throw open his cloak and use the Way of the Wisp, the mental paralysis, to try to basically, mentally ensnare all of these. Yeah, I get 4 targets.
Okay.
So try the big guy, and then 3 other targets. We can make them binds. That's fine. What seems to be hampering us more, the vines or the tentacle?
Well, hampering you, nothing. Jim got pulled off by a tentacle, but it didn't really seem to hurt him. Kayla, do you remember what hit and hurt you?
Yeah, tentacles.
Alright, tentacles hit Kayla and hit Blue Streak. I know Blue Streak took it from a tentacle.
Let's do tentacles. 3 tentacles and the bad guy, the big guy.
Okay. Well, I've got good news and I've got bad news.
Go for it.
They're minion groups with area effect that are going off on you. So there's only 3 targets, so that leaves 1 target to be assigned.
Okay.
So who out of your group is getting it?
Well, I don't think I have to assign all of them.
That's what the area effect mastery does, which is an optional adder that you guys can use.
But mastery is only used if you're using the optional rule for area.
That's never been the way that I read it, but you're the guy that wrote it. But
Yep. Can't argue with the author. Author can tell us
sure
that
you
we
can.
No, you can.
Yeah, it's in the same text box, but it doesn't seem to refer back to that. I stick with mine that area effect has to be assigned. It's boom.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind that. Well. You know what? It's gonna be I guess it's gonna be Kayla, because it's she's the one who's in the midst of them.
Okay.
Right? Because the vines are all trying to grab the chariot, and the big creature, moved up to her.
Yep.
So it kind of makes sense.
Awesome. I love sense.
Yeah. So that's 15.
15! Good lord, that's a lot of money. Alright. 10 kills. 6, 11, 13. Failure by 1 on the tentacles. All of a sudden the light goes off and the tentacles kind of like jerk and twitch, and Jim, it rips right off of you as it does that, but they are kind of spasming for a moment. The vine lashes. Oh my god. Okay.
Ghostlight, I got an idea.
Go for it.
I'm a diamond. I'm a living diamond, so I'm kind of like a prism. Maybe you use me to boost up your light, spread it even and make it even more intense. Is there like a teamwork rule in this game?
There are
Yep,
many
there
teamwork
are
rules,
multiple
but yes,
types of
there's an
teamwork.
excellent one.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I just acted, so we'd have to do it next round.
Okay, well, I'll remember it.
Ghostlight, to you, where can I take that? What is a legitimate source of damage soak?
Well, I would say, it's a mental paralysis, so it is will or composure.
Okay. And the demon creature freezes up under that, and go ahead and describe the effect upon him as he is removed from this.
Yeah, well, it's the same. It's essentially the light goes out, and it like invades his mind essentially. So he's probably looking all. I don't know. Does it have eyes?
Yes, it does.
It's probably got this. You see a panel with this visage that's like all savage and roaring and stuff, and then like it illuminates behind him. There's another panel under it where there's light emanating from it, and you see it kind of with a stunned look, and then there's another panel below it where it's got this look of terror and confusion, and it just kind of like stumbles away from the fight, kind of like lost and scared.
Awesome. Diamond Jim.
Is this thing down?
It is no longer engaging. It is wandering away from you, looking lost and scared for the demon creature. The tentacles and the vines are still actively swatting at you guys.
And I hate to say it, but what happens to Kayla?
Oh yeah,
I'm
Kayla.
gonna grab me a tentacle.
Hold on,
rip it out
Kayla.
of the
You need to
ground.
resist.
Sure thing. This has
I'm
not
gonna
been a new
grab
round,
a
has it?
tentacle and rip it out
No,
of
it's
the
not.
ground.
Okay.
All right, Jim. You can do that. Kayla's just gonna roll her resistance
Okay.
because I totally forgot.
I'm going to use my fortitude. It's what I've got. Oh, that's been taken. I'm going to use my occultism, and I'm going to say that as the light is going off and these things are coming at me, I know that if I dodge the cart and myself behind his light just a little bit, that the magic of it will absorb and weaken the blow at me. So I'm going to utilize my occultism. My occultism is a 5. I'm assuming that's going to be a massive fail. I assumed the wrong thing when I thought that the light was going to protect me.
All right. So what was your roll, Aldo?
15.
15.
Oh.
Failure on 2 degrees.
Okay. The light will not protect me.
Sorry, Lala.
No problem.
Alice, you feel this place. It's foreign to you. It's isolated, like Jersey.
Like Jersey.
And you become lost in it. Where is that damage? Composure and will coming off of?
I am taking it off of 1 in my will, and if I can't take it in fortitude, I'm going to be taking 1 off my composure. I am starting to feel demoralized here, and
Yes, you are.
so I'm going to take.
Are you still going?
Yeah, I'm still going because my armor soaked a bunch of it earlier, so my composure's actually down 1, fortitude's down 1, will's down 1. If I take 1 more in will, though, I'm out.
But yes, you are definitely demoralized as you realize not only are you lost here, but after you step into that portal.
What else are we going to deal with?
Yeah, exactly. All right, Jim, you were ripping them out of the ground, which sounds like an awesome plan.
Super strength.
All right, is that against the tentacles or the vine lashers?
Yeah, the tentacles.
Okay. 26. Woo, boy. That is Jim quickly runs around, grabbing the different tentacles, and just starts giving them good solid rips and throwing these, still grabbing tentacles away from you guys. Fun fact: octopuses have a bunch of their neurons in their tentacles, and so they will still try and grab food and feed it to a non-existent mouth after they've been removed.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah,
So that's the reason
nasty
Jim needs to throw them away, or they will go after you guys. But the tentacles have been removed from the situation.
Nice.
At that point, the vine lashers are still functioning theoretically at 1 die, but that's not a threat to your group at this point. Lost. One of them has run off, lost in the swamp, scared. Others have been ripped apart, and the vines have gone from being, the strength of mighty oaks to the strength of saplings. And so you guys are able to pilot in. Exactly, Alice. You guys are able to pilot into the portal here with Kayla leading the way. And with that, it looks like it's about Aldo's time to go to bed.
Okay.
He can go to bed today instead of tomorrow, for once.
Yeah.
So why don't you go ahead and sign us off, Alice?
Well, everyone, thank you very much for joining BWK and watching Chaotic Origins tonight. Hope you tune in next week and see what happens when we get through the portal, if we do. Bye, everyone.
Adios.
Bye.